Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. I am going to attempt, and I mean attempt because it's not the first time I've attempted this week, to bring you along for a day. I don't even want to say a full day of eating because I've had so many kids all week. I haven't had a chance to eat. This morning though, we are doing it. Right, Hayes? Yeah, I see. We are going to attempt to actually eat meals today. This guy's home. Took the day off because he's going to work on the front garden. Him and my brother are going to rip out bushes with a strap and a truck. Little redneck. It's all good. I have four little guys today. No baby, thank goodness. Today is my last day with Finn. I know. I'm so sad. So, you know, Finn and I, our big thing is baking together. So I bought an apron and I cricketed Chef Finn on it. And I bought him a kid's baking set. And I made him a little picture collage. So yeah, I'm going to miss him. I mean, I'm sure I'll see him, but, you know, just not on a reg. What else? So yeah, I have Hayes, Leo, Finn, and Levi today. And thank you all for all those prayers for my baby mama. She managed to cook that baby past 37 weeks, and it's a boy, and he is doing wonderful. So everybody's good, mama and baby. I guess that's about it for right now. I'm going to make breakfast sandwiches for breakfast for Doug and I because I think that's the quickest because he wants to get started outside and I want to take care of these babies. We're going to get our bathing suits on and we're going to go play in the water because it's going to be a hot one. So I'll be back. Everybody's running late today. There's only one kid here so far. That's odd, but that's okay. Doug is already starting. My brother's coming at 9:30 to help with the bushes. Doug is trimming down the forsythias because they get way out of control if you don't keep up with those. So that is his first order of business. He's taking care of those. I already came out and watered the hanging baskets. Woo, too close. The flowering ones, the ferns, the porch, and this one. What color flowers do we have, Hazy? A purple. What else? No? You're not going to talk? Okay, so we've got the strap tied around the bush, the base of the bush. We're going to just attach it to the truck and rip it out. And it is great fun for 4 little ones to stand and watch. So the first 2 they took out were a little bit rotten, so they had to chop around at first. This one we're going to try not to chop around. We'll see. They double looped the strap, and they're going to attach it to the tow ball and see if it works.
Keep going. I think we got it. Maybe.
There it is.
All right.
Nice, right out of the ground. Look at that. Whole lot easier than digging these suckers out.
Might need to do a little more of it.
Boy, I should have been out here to film this one. That came out all in one big clump. In other news, these guys are totally enjoying the water table. And guess who got evicted yesterday? Oh, they knocked their swing over. I gotta get that out of there. Yup, the babies got evicted. They are now outside full time. They are in the grow out coop. They seem to be liking it. Of course, last night we had to come out and put all of them in the coop because they don't get it. So We put them all up there last night, and then they did come out this morning on their own, but it usually takes a couple nights of putting them in before they get it. So I'm sure we'll be out here for a couple nights. So all of the bushes are out, and then bushes are trimmed, and now he's just kind of doing the dirt. He has to pull the black edging, the black plastic edging out. I think we're gonna have to go get mulch for sure. More mulch. Everything's more. But it's looking good. Bushes are out on the curb. At some point, the township will bring around the green truck and take all that. So looking good. And these are all the new bushes right here that are going to be planted there. So I'm excited to see what it looks like. Okay, all babies sleeping, and this guy brought us home Chipotle. So this is probably going to be it for the day for us, because between Doug outside and me with these babies, things are crazy. And I have a nail appointment tonight. If I can pin Adam down later, I'm going to have him tell you all his updates with the Coast Guard. So as promised, Adam is going to give you an update. On Monday, we went down to the recruiting office, and he signed all his papers and papers. Yeah, there was a lot. Took some pictures. I'll put them in after he's done talking. And it's 99% official.
Yeah. So when I got there,
You're going to talk louder.
I got you.
I don't have my microphones are not charged.
When I got there, I walked in, finally met my recruiter.
That's right, you'd only been texting him.
Yeah, I only texted him. I didn't know what he looked like. I had an image of what he looked like in my head. Nothing like what I thought. Doesn't matter. We talked, I signed paperwork, and then the Coast Guard is very strict about what you have to do physical-wise. They've been more recently intrigued with that, so I had to do a PT test when I was there. PT test, hello Zelda. I had to do push-ups and a minute and 18 second plank. They were originally sit-ups, and the Coast Guard like a month or two ago changed it to a plank for whatever reason. I was practicing sit-ups this entire time, so doing a minute and 18 second plank was probably the easiest thing I've ever done. And I did 30 push-ups in 20 seconds, and you're supposed to do 30 in a minute. So I got done the PT test pretty fast. But beyond that, it was a good signing day. I learned a few things. One, I will be going to a hotel first on Monday. So boot camp is Tuesday of 2 weeks. The 16th. So on Monday the 16th, I'm going to a hotel in Princeton. I am checking in at like 3 o'clock-ish, and then I'm there the rest of the day. In the morning the next day, they take the bus that we're all, because everyone going to Coast Guard boot camp that's already in New Jersey is in that hotel. And then in the morning, we get on a bus to Philly Airport to pick up everybody else that's there for recruit training. Once we pick everybody else up, we go to Fort Dix, which is in like northernish Jersey. It's like an hour from here, so more northern than where we are. Once we're at Fort Dix, I already went through my medical. I went through my ASVAB, which is like the test you take to know what job you'll get in the military, and I'll get to that in a second. So once I'm there, I swear in, officially going to be a member of the Coast. Like I promise to uphold and defend the Constitution, all that crap. So once that's done, get on the bus again, go down to Cape May, and you're there for 2 months. Yeah. Head shave, some medical checks they do at Coast Guard to make sure, or at Cape May to make sure that you're good. What else? Am I missing anything in that portion?
No.
Okay. Now moving on to my job. So, dude, this cat. What? When I am done boot camp, it's from June 17th to August 8th. 8 weeks. When I graduate, I have a job that I signed my contract with, but I don't do that job yet because I have to go to this thing called A School, which is your specialty training in the Coast Guard. So Coast Guard is my job, but specialty training is like it's a specialty in the Coast Guard. It's what I'm doing specifically in the Coast Guard. So
Coast Guard is your part-time job.
Coast Guard is my part-time job.
Remind them that you're.
Yes, I'm just reserves. I'm doing this I have to explain that it's not going to probably be 1 weekend a month for me, but usually reserves is 1 weekend a month and a couple weeks out of the year. And I'll get to what I'm doing in a second, so I probably won't be doing that. But my job in the Coast Guard is going to be maritime enforcement, which broken down is like boat police, essentially. I'm going to be guarding the waters and guarding
You have
the
a
gate.
specialty though.
Well, that's not the specialty. That's just the unit I'm assigned to. It's not a specialty.
It's
called port. Yeah, I was getting there. Man. She needs to go in the other room. Port security unit is what I'm going to be attached to. Now, what that means is it is a reservist only unit, and we're in charge of that area that we're assigned to. You don't have to do it when you go into the Coast Guard Reserves. It's just an option, and honestly, it's probably the best option. It's you get to rank up faster, you get higher pay, you get better benefits within the Coast Guard. So it was a no-brainer to pick it. And also, it is the only Coast Guard unit that wears camouflage. No other unit in the Coast Guard wears camouflage. They wear that blue, kind of like this color, ODU stuff the entire time. But with me, I get to wear like a digital camo thing. And I'm the only, port security units are the only one that's allowed to wear it. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to be going down to Virginia near Yorktown for my...
I was just going to say, can you tell them where you're doing your A school?
Yes. Okay. You're right. Finishing that first thought, though, I'm going down to Virginia for my PSU. It's going to be PSU 305. But pausing on that, my job training for maritime enforcement is in Charleston, South Carolina. Is it in South? Yeah. Charleston, South Carolina, which is where a lot of federally trained officers go. And fun fact, excuse me, I just had Chipotle. Once I graduate from A school, I get a certificate that states, that I am a federally trained law enforcement officer. Because the Coast Guard is not under the they're not under the Department of Defense, they're under the Department of Homeland Security. So the Coast Guard is a military, but they're also allowed to make arrests, to civilians. It's not just a military unit, it also helps with civilians. So I will be a federally trained law enforcement officer once I graduate from Charleston, the A school, which is about 4 months, give or take. So with Virginia, I know I said earlier that most reserve units are a month, it's 1 weekend a month and a couple weeks out of the year. With me, because I'm traveling longer than 200 miles, I have the option to go down to Virginia every 3 to 4 months for 6 to 7 days instead of once a month for 2 days.
Hopefully it'll get approved.
Everything has to get approved in the Coast Guard, but from what it sounds like, it hopefully will get approved. But regardless, that sounds like everything. Yeah. Oh, well, I gotta show them this. So, this is called the helmsman. It's backwards, I know, but this is
It's not backwards because the cameras are...
Oh, that's right, yeah. It's like a pocket Bible for the Coast Guard kind of thing. It's everything that you need to know going into boot camp. So, for example, let me get to the page. If I can find the page. Hold on, pause. It's here. I have to do this thing where I have to know my 11 general orders. As you can see, there's 11 things that I need to know word for word on there by the first week I get there. So I have to know everything word for word as soon as I step off that bus in Cape May. Or I'll get swarmed and then I'm going to meet the concrete by doing push-ups. And then the next thing I'm going to have to know is all the ranks. What is chief petty officer? What is petty officer first class? What does that insignia look like when it's on their patch? Things like that. And I'm going to know how to tie knots. I'm going to learn how to properly clean a weapon. Everything that you would learn in the military. Because people like to say, is the Coast Guard really a military? It is a military. It might not be Department of Defense, but it's Department of Homeland Security. And according to me, I still get military benefits. So you tell me if it's a military or not. Just saying. But that's for all the haters out there. Anyway, moving on. I am...
Puddle pirate.
Yeah, Puddle Pirate. That's the nickname for the Coast Guard, and Glorified Lifeguard. Regardless, I am extremely excited for this journey. I mean, from some of you that have been watching the channel for a while, how long ago did you start this?
2019.
2019. I was still 17 when you made it, I think. I don't know. Regardless, I don't even know if it was brought up when the channel first even started. Some of you guys don't know, but I have been wanting to join the military for the last, like, 14, 15 years of my life. It's been a long,
You were like 8 or 9.
it's been a long time coming. I have been wanting to, like, at first it was the Marines, and then first it was the Marines, and then I had a little stint with the Army National Guard, as some of you know, and then I ended up obviously with the Coast Guard. So I am extremely grateful for all the prayers and support that I've been getting from everyone, including y'all. If you have been praying and supporting me, I appreciate it a lot. I am extremely excited to start this new journey.
You get a job too while you're in boot camp.
Yes, I also do get assigned a job. Hold on, because there's a page in here with all the jobs. I also have to know the phonetic alphabet of military time, but I use military time on everything anyway, so it doesn't matter to me. There are jobs that are assigned to all recruits.
You can volunteer, right?
Yeah, you have to volunteer for the job. You don't just get assigned it, I don't think.
The only one that's assigned is the company leader.
Yeah, company leader.
And what company are you in?
Kilo 207. Like, these are all the jobs that you can volunteer for. I would really love to volunteer for recruit religious petty officers. They attend weekly meetings with the chaplain, lead company prayers, and work in the chapel. I would love that. I would love to do that, obviously, as you know. I wouldn't mind laundry. I don't know. I don't think I'd mind that. I wouldn't mind recruit physical fitness. You're in charge of stretches and workouts. I wouldn't mind that. I also wouldn't mind probably, like, I don't know, mail. Responsible for the pickup and delivery of mail. I don't think I'd mind that. I would mind being in the choir. I'm good. I would mind being the watch coordinator. Coordinate the respective watches of the company, which means you choose what people stay up at 3 a.m. to make sure everyone's okay. You choose what people to stay up until 10 and then wake up at 3. I don't want to be in charge of that. That sounds like a nightmare. Logistically, sounds like a nightmare. But I am unbelievably excited. And it's in 12 days is my official boot camp start date. In 11 days is when I go to Princeton.
And what kind of communication do we have with you while you're gone?
Letters. I get no phone when I'm in boot camp. It is strictly just write letters. Like I'm some World War I person in the trench. It's like, my dearly beloved.
And no care packages?
And no care packages. If God forbid my mom decides to send me like beef jerky,
I would never do that. I would never send you a care package.
Yeah,
never.
Because there's stories that the drill instructors will open it up in front of everybody and then eat it in front of them. Because you're just supposed to get letters, not food or anything like that. You're not supposed to. So, down to letters, no phone, no care packages, bare bones, bare minimum.
For 8 weeks.
For 8 weeks. Which, yes, I am still excited for. And I will give an update to y'all on what it was like when obviously I graduate from there, when I'm done. But right now I can only prepare myself for what I think is going to happen, which is learn all my general orders, start learning what insignia looks like. Don't cut my hair. I'm letting them do that. I'm not touching this. And go in there with a loud voice and zero expectations. I think that's probably the best way that I'm going to get through boot camp. You agree?
Yep.
Yeah. So, if you have any questions, hi Doug, put them in the comments. I will try to answer them as much as I can before I leave. If you don't have questions, that's fine. Just leave a comment like on the video, I guess. Help her out. But thank you for listening to me rant for 13 minutes. I appreciate it.
So yeah, it's happening. Am I nervous? Yeah, of course course, I'm a mom. You know, I just worry about his safety. That's all. But he is so excited that I'm excited for him. Been waiting a long time for this. I am going to start my letter writing probably the day we drop him off. I'm not quite sure who's going to write him more letters, myself or Bella. I'm guessing Bella. So yeah, it's exciting. He has a whole list of things that are provided for him. He has a whole list of things that he can bring. I mean, really not a whole lot. You're allowed 2 religious texts. You're allowed unframed photos. So I'm sure he'll be printing some things out to take with him. Probably mostly Bella. I'm not going to lie. There'll be one family picture and then a lot of Bella pictures. But that's okay. I think when I write him letters, I'll probably like print a picture maybe on the bottom of the letter or something. We'll see. But I will definitely write him letters to keep him up with what's going on around here. And I cannot wait to get his first letter, like to find out what job he has and things like that. Now, the recruiter did let slip that if your company is really good, you know, you don't get in a lot of trouble, you just do everything well, it's possible that on week 6 you get Liberty. So they would get their phones and they would get a couple hours like out in town. But it's not guaranteed. It is not guaranteed, and it is not easy to get. So, oh boy, that would be fun. And I think he said week 7 they call home just to reiterate like graduation stuff, I believe. There's a Facebook group for families of Kilo 207 that I'll be joining. And I also follow all the Coast Guard stuff on Instagram and Facebook. I follow his recruiter on Facebook, and I follow another guy on Facebook who is the head of all the recruiters. He was funny. He told us to follow. He's like, follow me and I'll follow you. And so that was kind of fun. But so yeah, it's gonna be interesting. That's for sure. It's gonna be a very long 8 weeks. So, you know, somebody said to me, like, it's 8 weeks. Like, he was gone away at college and at least he's still in the state. Yes, that is all true. But with college, if I wanted to, I could text him every day. I could talk to him every day. Not so much this time. So it is a lot different, just not knowing what's going on. They also said every Sunday, the entire boot camp, what is it, 1,200 people?
Something like that.
1,200 people. They have had such an influx in, like, their numbers, the military numbers were very, very far down, but man, they are like busting now. He's going to boot camp now. If he were to just sign up today, like if he were to just talk to the recruiter today, he wouldn't get into boot camp until October or November. They are so, oh my gosh, this cat, they are so booked. They said recruitment is like crazy. They look for 4,500 recruits a year for the Coast Guard. There are over, what, 6,500, he said, already, and it's June. So, yes, military involvement is way up, which is great. I'm trying to think if he said anything else. I guess not. I'm trying to think if Adam forgot anything. On Sundays, they do company runs. Not company, a whole, I don't know, what is it called? Every single solitary boot camp person, seaman recruit, every seaman recruit, they do a run all together, all 1,200 of them, through the town of Cape May. Cape May is a shore town. It's a very bougie shore town here in Jersey. And Cape May is the only Coast Guard training center, right, for
Everyone.
For recruits. I mean, there's other Coast Guard centers around, but this is where every single solitary person coming into the Coast Guard goes. But they do a run through town, and we can actually go down because like they tell you where they're going to run. But like, we'll probably go down once, but I'm going to be honest with you, we're not going to recognize them. They all wear the same clothes. They all have the same haircut. They have a hat on. We're not going to recognize him. And he cannot, like, if we call, hey, Adam, if he like breaks rank or whatever, he'll get in big trouble. So I would never do that to him. The recruiter was saying they used to yell, like he used to go down when his son was in boot camp, and they used to yell and scream, and I'm like, I am not doing that. I am not going to do anything that could possibly get my kid in trouble. They also have a couple sunset parades during the summer that we can go down for, so we're going to look into those. So we'll see. But anyway, I know this was really long. I just wanted to give you those great updates. One other quick update. Last weekend I had you guys, or 2 weekends ago, I had you guys praying for Doug's special cancer blood test. Got the results yesterday, and it is negative. There is 0 cancer found on the blood test. So next up are some scans in July. So prayers are always appreciated, not only for Doug, but also for Adam. So anyway, yeah, talk to you in a bit. A little update on the front. He's got all of the edging in here. So now it just continues all the way to the side that we did this weekend. We do have to go get mulch. We did not buy mulch the other night because we weren't sure how much we were going to need. So this is not going to be 100% done today. So you will not see the finished product in this video because it's almost time to start wrapping up. So this will not be done for this video, but over the weekend, hopefully it will be done. We're also going to edge out this, which has never been edged out before. We'll keep it from spilling over into the driveway when it rains. Nice view there, Doug. Sorry guys, didn't even realize he was bending over. That was not pretty. Well, to me it was, but we won't. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna shut up. So anyway, this is gonna be the conclusion of this video because babies will be waking up soon, and honestly, I'm not gonna really have anything else to show you. Babies wake up, babies go home. I have a nail appointment tonight, and once I get home from my nail appointment, I am just going to, I don't know what. Probably nothing because I'm exhausted. Let me tell you, it is a workout getting 4 little guys into their bathing suits, out of their clothes, into their bathing suits, sunblock on everybody, playing outside, coming in, getting them out of their wet bathing suits, cleaning them up because they're all muddy, getting them back into clothes, getting their lunch. So it's quite the workout, my friends. It really is. But this is why I work out every morning, just to keep me going so I can do all this. I can get down on the floor and play. I can roll around on the floor. I can get up off the floor without using my hands. That's an exercise I do every morning. Not sure if I've ever mentioned that, but that is one thing I do every morning. I make sure I can get off the floor without using my hands. But anyway, sorry for that abruption. My neighbor came out and I just wanted to apologize to him. Did I tell you? I never remember what I say. One of the meat birds found its voice this morning. Started crowing. It's a sad, pathetic crow, but started crowing. So I wanted to apologize. He never heard it, and he said it doesn't bother him anyway. So I just wanted to reiterate that 9 more days, they will be gone. So yes, 9 days. But anyway, I think that's what, I don't know if I was saying anything else. Just that, yeah. Oh, and Doug has class tonight. They have their practicum on Thursday nights. And then all the guys are going out for a beer. So
I could use it.
He could use it after today. But you know what? That's good. It's good fraternity and all that. So you step away from class and all that good stuff. So anyway, that is it for this video. Mostly it was just going to kind of be an Adam update. And I know I was talking over him, and I know I'm going to get crap for it. Somebody's going to say something. I was just so excited for him, and I just didn't want him to forget anything, and I was afraid that if he forgot it, then I would forget it. That's why I kept interjecting, and I know it was wrong of me. I know that. Be kind to this mama. She's struggling. It's hard. He is so excited, and I am so excited for him, but 8 weeks with no communication except letters. Hard for this mama. But anyway, that's it. I'm out of here. Gonna go see if any babies are awake, and maybe we'll even have time to play before pickup, because pickup's not till about 20 minutes, so we'll see.